वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha
Because we sang all of this.
This is like in the shed. Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरु।
Yeah, that was nice. Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, little delay. Okay, can start.
We've got
13 people, yeah.
13 people now, so I think we can start, Prabhuji. All right, so today's session, we will delve more into the Vaishnava etiquettes. And this is a continuation of the same subject matter from verse number 4, Vaishnava etiquettes, loving relationships between devotees. And today's speakers are Pranav Prabhu and Satya Devi Mataji. Okay, Prabhu, let's start.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for giving us a chance to speak. So we'll start with the Ajnana Timirandasya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यकृष्णं तं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरों श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पाञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So before we start, we humbly pray to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Satyananda Chand, and all the senior devotees, such that whatever we speak, we make some sense. We have very little knowledge. Hopefully, Krishna gives some intelligence and Guru Maharaj mercy. We will try to speak something which we have understood. The Nectar of Instructions, Sloka 5. So I will share the screen. Sorry, one second. Can you guys see my screen, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it full screen, Prabhu, now? Sorry.
No, not yet. If you start the slideshow, yeah.
Yeah. Can you see now? It's a full screen?
No, we are still seeing the. We're not seeing the slideshow version.
We're seeing the title at the moment, Nectar of Instruction, verse 5. So if you go down a bit, next slide. That's it. Yeah, we can see now.
So Sloka 5 goes like this. Krishneti yasya girita manasandriyeta dikshati chet pranatavisha prachutam isham susrusaya bhajana vignam niktam ananyam anya nindadi sunya hedam ipsita sangalabdya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. Jai Ho. So in the we are we have taken the extract from Srila Prabhupada's purport only. So in the previous verse, which was presented by Purna Prakash Prabhuji, in this verse, Rupa Goswami explained how to perform devotional activities with the association of other devotees, which are 5 kinds, which is giving charity to devotees and accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return, and opening one's mind to the devotees. And number 4 is inquiring from them, and 5th is honoring prasadam, and number 6 is feeding the devotees with prasadam. So this is how we associate with the devotees. So now in this sloka 5, we are going to understand with whom we should associate and how we should associate and how we should respect those devotees. So Srila Rupa Goswami explains 3 types of Vaishnavas in this sloka and how to deal with them. Before we get into understand this type of devotees, let try to understand who is a Vaishnava is. This is also explained in Prabhupada's purport. It is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 15th chapter, 106 verse. प्रभु कहे यंत्र मुखे सुनिए कबारा कृष्ण नामा से पूज्या श्रेष्ठे sabakara. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually explaining it to Satyaraj Khan, Srila Satyaraj Khan, how a Vaishnava should be recognized. If one hears a person say even once the word Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. So if a person at least says one time Krishna, that person should be accepted as a Vaishnava. So further in Purport Srila Prabhupada explains, one who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna, or who by practice likes to chant Krishna's names, should be accepted as Vaishnava and therefore expressed as such, at least within one's mind. So here, if people are having at least interest in chanting the holy name of the Lord and try to practice, so those can be considered as Vaishnavas. So in this connection, Srila Prabhupada gives example of George Harrison, who actually sung My Sweet Lord. He included Krishna's names in that, and then he has given his guest house for Bhaktivedanta Mena. And similarly, there is a mention of P.L. Sethi. He is from Mumbai. I think many devotees from Mumbai, they know him. So Prabhupada actually hasn't given initiation to them, but still he said they are his disciples. So now let's see what are the 3 types of Vaishnavas. First one is Kanishtadhikari, who is a neophyte devotee, Madhyamadhikari, intermediate devotee, and Uttamadhikari, topmost devotee. So these are the 3 types of devotees those are explained in this verse. And to understand these devotees types, we need to understand what is initiation means. So because all these are related to initiation, the Kanishtadhikari starts his journey by initiation. So before that, we need to understand what initiation means. And before initiation, we need to understand one more category, which Prabhupada explained in the purport. They are regular devotees. They are not, in the sense, not regular devotees. They may come once in a year, sometimes now and then, maybe not following regulative principles. They are called Prakrita Sahajiyas. So Prakrita Sahajiyas are mentioned in paragraph 4 in the purport. So Sahajiyas generally chant the Hare Krishna mantra, yet they are attached to women, money, and intoxication. Although such persons may chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not yet properly purified. Such people should be respected within one's mind, but their association should be avoided. When we say association, these are association was explained in the previous verse, right? In the 6 types of dealings that we do with the devotees. It doesn't mean that we ignore them. As we behave with the mundane devotees, similarly we should deal with them. And especially if you see them, they are supportive to the Krishna consciousness, and they are not Mayavadis, they are not atheists, and they are called Sahajiyas because they present themselves as they are. They don't pretend. So they are the good qualities that they have, and so we should consider those qualities and we should respect them, and we respect them within our mind. So these are the prakrasajiyas. So they are not yet initiated. And let's try to understand what initiation means. As the word says, initiation means the starting. So this is the starting point, or journey starts from there for spiritual path. So at the time of initiation, the initiating guru, he gives the transcendental knowledge to the disciple. And this transcendental knowledge, if disciple is qualified enough, then that brings transformation in the disciple. What is the transformation? The transformation means that by the Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. So it's a journey. The journey starts with the initiation. By the initiation, he started becoming more disinterested in spiritual, in sense enjoyment, and start doing more spiritual activities. So this is mentioned in Bhakti Sandarbha 283. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it's mentioned at the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. So if the devotee he surrenders to the service of the Lord and he accepts the spiritual master as his as a master, then Krishna considers him as himself. That much importance Krishna gives even to a person who just started the journey. So, what are the qualifications that that a disciple should have? He should be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control the mind and body. And he should have a desire to receive the spiritual enlightenment from the Guru. And should approach the spiritual master in order to take Diksha. So he should be going to spiritual master and request him for Diksha. And he should be Jignasu. He must be inquisitive to learn transcendental knowledge from bona fide spiritual master. So this is again linked to the transcendental knowledge chapter 4, how a disciple should have the qualification of a devotee. So Diksha, when we're talking about Diksha, the disciple shouldn't accept the spiritual master without following his instructions. These are the don'ts. And it shouldn't be considered as a fashionable show. It shouldn't be done for the sake of what you say, for the social as a social event, as a progress in a social thing. So these are the parts of initiation. And if you see, Prabhupada says initiation means not the yajna that's being performed on that particular day, everything magically happens and all. So Prabhupada has mentioned what uh, what initiation means. These are two quotes. Initiation is formality. Prabhupada is saying, well, initiation or no initiation, first thing is knowledge. So the disciple should be inquisitive. He should be receptive to get the spiritual knowledge. That's when the initiation actually starts. The process that we do yajna and all, Prabhupada is saying it's just a formality. Just like you go to school for knowledge and administration is just formality. That is not very important thing. This Prabhupada said in press interview in Chandigarh, 1976. So if you are serious, that is real initiation. So the person who is a disciple, who if he is very much interested and he is very serious in getting the spiritual knowledge, then he is considered as starting the initiation. So you will be initiated. Any one of you, when you agree to follow the regulative principles and you are recommended by our man. So here when he says our man, they are temple presidents or it could be Shiksha Gurus. So that's what Prabhupada meant there. Then you can also be initiated. Initiation is a formality. First of all, you have to decide whether You will abide by the rules and regulations and become Krishna consciousness. That is your consideration. You have to decide for yourself whether you are going to take this Krishna consciousness seriously. That is your decision. Initiation is formality. If you are serious, that is real initiation. So the disciple should be very serious. So you should understand what initiation means, and you should understand that the journey starts from initiation. If you have understood this Krishna philosophy, and if you have decided that you will take Krishna consciousness seriously and preach the philosophy to others, that is your initiation. So here again, Prabhupada is mentioning seriousness about Krishna consciousness, and preaching is also mentioned to others. My touch is simply a formality. It is your determination. That is initiation. So initiation means the determination and seriousness that the disciple have to progress in Krishna consciousness. So from now, Satya will take over and explain what Kanishtadikaris and Madhyamadikaris.
Hare Krishna. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned about 3 types of devotees. One is Kanishtadikari, that is neophyte devotee, and next one is Madhyamadikari, that is intermediate devotee, and the third one is Uttamadikari. So Kanishtadikari means neophyte devotees. They are like in the beginning stage, so they are like a student, a primary school student. So they got the Harinam initiation, and they're starting their spiritual journey. Like primary school student, they got their admission into the school, and now they're going to start their studies. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 47th verse, it is mentioned about the Kanishtadikari that Archayam eva Hare Pujamya Shraddhaye Hate Natad Bhakshesu Chanyeshu Sabhakta Prakrita Smritaha. A person who is very faithfully engaged in worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave toward devotees or people in general, is called a Prakrita Bhakta or Kanishtadikari. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that Kanishtadikari, they have full faith in the deities, and they worship the deities in the temple, but they do not know how to behave towards the devotees because they are at the starting level. So they are Kanishtadikari. And even in the Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Leela, they are mentioned about the Kanishtadikari. Yahara Komala Shraddha Se Kanishta Jnana Karme Karme Tenho Bhakta Hebe Uttama. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called neophyte, but by gradually following the process, he will raise to the platform of first class devotee. So Kanishtadikaris, they have the faith. Their faith is very soft, and they are very easily flexible. That is why they are called Kanishtadikari, because they are in the beginning stage. By gradually following the process, by gradually following the Krishna consciousness and other devotees' instructions, they will raise from this platform, from the Kanishtadikari they'll develop to the Madhyamadikari, and they can become to the Uttamadikari. So if we see the characteristics of a Kanishtadikari, they have received the Harinam initiation. That means the first initiation they received from the spiritual master, and they have the full faith in the deity worship. They are not Gnostic. They have the faith in the worship. They believe in the deity. They believe in Krishna, and they try to chant the holy name of the Krishna. They try to chant means they do their 16 rounds, but they're not like Madhyamadikari. Madhyamadikari means they definitely do their 16 rounds, but the Kanishtadikari is like me. So I have to do my 16 rounds. I'll do some today and I'll do some tomorrow. I'll see. They are like Kanishtadikari. Their faith is tender, Komal Shraddha. they lacks proper behavior towards the devotees and others, because they are in the beginning stage. They don't know how to behave, how to give respect to the devotees, and how to deal with the other people. So with this kind of devotees, we should offer the respect within the mind. They need encouragement gently if they are sincere by pure devotees. So, and staying at this stage for too long is risky, because this will affect even our devotion. It will affect. One must continue progress to avoid spiritual downfall. So staying at this stage for too long is too risky. One must continue to progress to avoid spiritual downfall. So the next one is Madhyamadikari. Madhyamadikari is intermediate stage. So this stage is between they just between the Kanishtadikari and the Uttamadikari. So from everyone starts from the Kanishtadikari, and then they progress to the Madhyamadikari. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned about the Madhyamadikari. Ishvare tad adhineshu balisheshu dvishastusu cha prema maitri kripopeksha ya karoti sa madhyama. The Madhyamadikari is a devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the highest object of love, makes friends with the Lord's devotees, is merciful to the ignorant, and avoids those who are envious by nature. So if you see the Madhyamadikari's qualities, as the ayah of where is it? They makes friends with the Lord's devotees, and they are merciful to ignorant people, and avoids those envious by the nature. So mainly they associate with the devotees, and they are merciful, and they believe in Krishna. And again in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila is mentioned that Sastra Yukti Nahi Jane Dridha Shraddhavan Madhyama Adhikari Se Mana Maha Bhagyavan. A person whose conclusive knowledge of Shastras is not very strong, but who has developed firm faith in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and who is also undeterred in the execution of his prescribed devotional service, should be considered as a Madhyamadikari. Such a person is very fortunate. A Madhyamadikari is a Shraddhavan, a staunchly faithful person, and he is actually a candidate for further advancement in devotional service. So if you see a quality of Madhyamadikari, he has the Shraddha. Madhyamadikari is a Shraddhavan. He is a very faithful person, and he follows the described spiritual service, and he is a very fortunate person. And so if you see the characteristics of the Madhyamadikari, he received the spiritual initiation from the spiritual master. Spiritual initiation means second initiation. They received the secondary initiation, actively engaged in the devotional service. Shraddhavan, a strongly faithful person, a candidate for further advancement in this devotional service. Practices discrimination. They love Krishna, they be friends with the devotees, and is merciful to the innocents, avoids the envious. So with these kind of devotees, we should offer our respectful obeisances, and we should try to associate with them and learn from their examples. So this is recommended platform for the most practicing devotees.
So Uttama Adhikari. So we are trying to understand what the Uttama Adhikari qualifications are. Sarva Bhuteshu Ya Prashyet Bhagavad Bhavam Atmanaha Bhutani Bhagavati Atmani Esha Bhagavatottama. The most advanced devotee see within everything the soul of all souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Consequently, he sees everything in relation to Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we see the Krishna explains what is the Mahatmas, what a Mahatma does. He sees in everyone, he sees Krishna. For him, everybody is equal. So similarly for the Uttama Adhikari, for him everything is related to Krishna. He doesn't see anything apart from Krishna. He sees everybody is a devotee. He sees Krishna everywhere. Everybody's activities, he sees purity in that. So he is pure. He is so pure that in everybody he sees purity only. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Majlila, it is also mentioned, Shastra Yukte Suni Puna Dridha Shraddha Yanra Uttamadhikari Se Taraye Samsara. One who is expert in logic, argument, and the revealed scriptures, and who has firm faith in Krishna, he is classified as topmost devotee. He can deliver the whole world. So these Uttamadhikas are so pure that they can actually make the entire world so pure and can deliver the whole world. If you try to see their characteristics, they're completely pure at heart. And because they see everything pure, there is no tendency that they criticize anybody because they don't see any fault anywhere. And they see everyone engaged in Krishna's service. And they are fully realized Krishna consciousness. So they 24/7, they do everything for Krishna's service. They are strongly attached to spreading the holy name. So this Uttamadhikari's main thing is the charity that we understand. The highest charity can be spreading the holy name of the Lord. So these Uttamadhikaris do all arrangements to spread the Krishna consciousness. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives some practical hint how we can identify Uttama Adhikaris. So the Uttama Vaishnavas can be recognized by his ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. So these devotees, they convert in any fallen souls into a Vaishnava. So how do we offer our respects to them? Seek their association eagerly, render service, and accept guidance, and such a devotee is fit to be a spiritual master. So these devotees, they actually we have whatever we have learned in 6 exchanges, the previous verse, they are applicable to them. So we can reveal our heart to them, we can inquire from them, and those can be done with the topmost devotees, Uttama Adhikaris. One must never imitate. So because maybe we have spent so many years in devotion, might have taken initiation long back, or we might be reading, or whatever, we might be in very great position in the hierarchy. Whatever it is, if we see Uttamadhikari or read about Uttamadhikaris and start imitating them, that doesn't help. That actually makes us fall down. So Uttamadhikari never thinks himself as a Uttamadhikari. He always think he is a neophyte devotee. In the sense, he is a fallen devotee and he needs association of devotees. For that reason, he makes others also devotees, such that everybody can together can serve the lordships and practice the devotional service much better. So that's the characteristic of Uttamadhikari. When we talk about Uttamadhikaris, there is understanding, or many people think only the initiating gurus or sannyasis or brahmanas, they are the only Uttamadhikari. If you read the Uttamadhikari characteristics here, anybody can be a Uttamadhikari. So we might be having so many, not might be, we have so many pure devotees within our congregation. We might be seeing them across all other yatras as well. So Uttamadhikaris, if these characteristics, if they are matching with their qualities and their behavior, and if their eagerness to serve the Lord and eagerness to serve the devotees, eagerness to preach, eagerness to serve Srila Prabhupada, then by those qualities we can recognize them that they are Uttamadhikaris, and we should take their guidance and progress in devotional service. So now I just listed down few points which Prabhupada mentioned in his purport, how we can progress from neophyte stage to next stages. So the first one is the prescribed number of rounds, because the neophyte he's in the discipline, so he should maintain the discipline. So there are some rounds, prescribed rounds, which are 16. Srila Prabhupada given us in ISKCON. This prescribed number of rounds, Harinam, he needs to do those, so that he is elevated step by step to the highest platform. So by practicing, by sadhana, he can move to Uttamadhikari stage by acquiring other qualities as well. Service begins with the tongue, which is, this is Sevon Mukhi Jivhajo. Chant the holy name of the Lord and accept Krishna Prasad. So tongue is the first sense that we need to control by taking the Lord's name and accepting only Krishna Prasad. So in Krishna consciousness movement in ISKCON, prescribe 16 rounds daily, because people. So this is Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, where he said that we have set 16, but in Gaudiya Math, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, he said, he asked his devotees to do 64 rounds minimum. If anybody does less than 64, he considers them as Adama, like a fallen soul. But Srila Prabhupada said, because we are doing other services, and he hopes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Patita Pavan, can deliver us if we engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness, follow regulatory principles, and follow the pure devotee, and maintain 4 regulatory principles, and do 16 rounds nicely. The development of his Shraddha. So if you see all the 3 devotees, they are actually classified in those categories depending on their faith. So the neophyte devotee's faith is komal, is very delicate, and anybody can disturb that. And that's why the neophyte devotees needs to be protected by the pure devotees. And neophyte devotees, that's why they always been directed, and they, in ISKCON we see that they always been asked to only read Srila Prabhupada books, and or read the Guru Maharaj whom they want to take initiation or took the initiation from, because they are so fluctuate, their faith fluctuates so much that there is a chance that they can criticize or do aparadh towards other devotees, or may not understand the concept the way it is explained by others. So that's why they need so much guidance and protection from the pure devotees, and at least from Madhyamadhikaris. So the faith, how do we develop the faith? The Bhagavad Gita used to be accepted as it is without interpretation. Or we will only take some parts of Bhagavad Gita and say that this is what I like and do that. Not like that. We should take the entire Bhagavad Gita as it is and try to apply that in our life. Okay, we have come to the summary. Before that, anybody wants to ask anything? Is the whatever is explained is okay? Are we on right path? This is the last slide.
Yeah, it's very good. Thank you. I like your slides and everything. In fact, this is should be explained to majority of our congregation. I mean, I don't know how many people have. Are there 19? No, there's quite a few. So I think you should keep these slides and share it, because it's very nicely categorized. And the dangers of somebody who's Kanista, thinking is Uttamadhikari, because now is chanting and everything, but they got to become expert in the Shastras and Nyaya as well, logic. So it's a wonderful presentation you've done. And I think whoever shows interest, like an initiation process, even if they're not doing 16 rounds, but they want to know, I think these slides are good, and there should be somebody talking to them, more than just one person, several people saying, okay, this is the different stages. And I really liked, it says initiation means the first step. Many people initiate think they've reached their goal, and then they start to have difficulty. But initiation means I've started my spiritual life now formally. Before it was informal. What do you do with people who are Kanista, but they think they're Uttamadhikaris?
That's the problem with them, no, Prabhu. So they only
sorry, Pranav Prabhu. I'm just reading the last second paragraph. It's however, one should not imitate the behavior of an advanced devotee or Mahabhagavata without being self-realized. For by such imitation, one will eventually become degraded.
Degraded.
Just one.
Yeah, but that's what happens. But how do you make them see that they are not really Uttamadhikari? Because ego is involved. You see, and if you disturb them, they start to disturb everybody else.
Show them the slide. That last slide Pranav did. Basically, Pranav, honestly, phenomenal presentation, like ridiculously good. In fact, this should be shown to all the initiated devotees. Because I think many of them, no, it's true. Many of them have been initiated for years and years and years and think, oh, I'm doing fine. And they just stay the same level the whole time, not realizing they're probably on Kanishta Adhikari. So, like, it's a very, very good presentation. And I think you should probably do the class again, Prabhuji.
On Sunday. On a Sunday, I think it's good enough for a Sunday, this class.
I don't think you can only stick to doing it on Zoom, Pranav. You've done it so well, you're going to have to do it twice now.
Can I say something else? This time you beat Satya.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you were under her shadow. And I mean, today you just done it,
She's just being kind to the men of the year. That's all.
Very good.
Back to normal later on.
No, I'm just wanting to skip.
No, honestly, it's a lovely, lovely presentation. Both of you. Thank you so much.
Both.
Slides were amazing. And what Guru Sevak was talking about, Vidurani, the doorbell. Oh, sorry. So what Guru Sevak was alluding to is that many devotees, the definition of Diksha was an amazing reminder. You must be eager to learn and progress. For Diksha, you must be eager to learn and make progress. And unfortunately, most people get trapped in the warning Prabhupada gave, that just joining is not it. That's the formality. Then there's what happens afterwards. So most people, are happy just joining. And also, can I say about this Uttamadhikari bit while it's in my head? We've had experience in our temple that honestly, young, fresh devotees go around calling each other, you're pure, you're a pure devotee, you're a pure devotee. They're like almost children, they're like. And it is like, this is so good. This is so good.
One more thing, Prabhuji, there is a Rupa Goswami said about the association. One who is not pure, Kanishta Adhikari, you must respect them within minds, Rupa Goswami said. Don't associate with them.
Yeah, no, not the Kanishta one. I mean, Kanishta is initiated, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he says somebody's initiated, you pay obeisances.
The Kanishta once
in your mind.
One chant Krishna's name. He is Kanishta.
I know. I thought.
No, Prabhuji, Kanishta means who took the Harinam initiation, first initiated.
Yeah, the first initiated.
I think he's talking about Prakrita Sahaja.
No. We were talking about Kanishta. Kanishta is actually initiated Harinam.
No, I'm saying Satyanandan is talking about like someone who just chants the holy name, and is just chanting.
We call it as Vaishnava.
But he's not initiated though.
No,
he's not initiated. No. But he's still.
Prabhupada is saying in the purport, the Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received the Harinam initiation.
No, that's okay. But that's initiation then.
Yeah, that's
Even in
Kanishta.
initiation, but still, shall we respect them in or just association with them? Even someone is, I mean, little advanced who is doing devotional service, but someone is got initiation but not doing service or not giving effort that much effort to the temple or in
Let
spiritual
me
path. Shall
let
we
me have a
give
look
them
at the verse.
association or just respect them and keep distance? Something. This is my question, is Prabhuji.
Let me have a look. Verse.
Yeah, the way Prabhupada explaining in the first paragraph, he's saying the Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received
Okay,
Harinam.
sorry, Vidhu. If you read the verse, the actual verse, can you put it on the screen, the verse?
Full main one, bro.
Yeah.
Main sloka.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
hold on. Pidaji, it's actually, I've read the purport. Now, Srila Prabhupada says the same for two classes. So, for the Kanishta and the Prakrita Sahaja, Srila Prabhupada says you respect them within your mind.
Within
So
your
it's
mind,
both.
yeah.
It's
Yes,
both. It's both the Kanishta and the Prakrita Sahaja. So if you read further down the purport,
then we are
the-
perfectly safe in Coventry because we never pay obeisance to anybody.
yeah.
No. I mean, I think that's going to be discussed. Because the translation, Prabhupada, keep the translation on, please.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord Krishna. That's good. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, which is Diksha.
No. If you look at the purport, Pidaji.
No, I know. I know what you're saying. But just look at it. And this is what I've been going with all my time. That when people come into the temple, they go bead bags and they're walking around. They're not following all the principles, whatever they're chanting. You just mentally honor them. But if somebody gets initiated, and they are to be, you pay humble obeisances and engage in worship of deity. One should associate with, faithfully serve pure devotee. So these are three categories. I've always seen when somebody got initiated, I think, he's worthy of offering, like Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya, you offering obeisances. But new people coming in, if you start to pay obeisance to them, their ego will go up like, oh yeah, I'm Uttamadhikari. And they don't even follow the four principles. So that has been in print in my mind. And when somebody's not initiated, you just mentally honor them, say Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. But the ones, as soon as they get initiated, you start to do that.
But I think the purport doesn't say that, Pidaji.
But I'm talking about the verse, okay?
No. But if you scroll down to the purport, Srila Prabhupada explaining, Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received the Harinam initiation from the spiritual master and is trying to chant the holy name of Krishna. One should respect such a person within his mind as a Kanishta Vaishnav. A Madhyam Adhikari has received spiritual initiation from the spiritual master and has been fully engaged by him in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Madhyam Adhikari should be considered in the midway devotional service. So that, when it says has been fully engaged, it means Brahman Diksha, because the real Diksha actually is
that's I'm
Brahman.
going to say, Guru Sir. Actually, Harinam Diksha is not considered
Harinam
as a
Diksha is
Diksha.
not really a thing. It's not really a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If you see, bro, here what I understood was, so here when the Diksha is mentioned, it's mentioned twice in the purport also. First was mentioned as Harinam Diksha, which is referred to the Kanishta Adhikari. And second time the initiation was mentioned where he has taken Diksha and engaged in deity worship also. So he's like a second initiate.
Yeah.
So here when we are saying humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone the spiritual initiation and is engaged in worshipping the deity. So it's two. He got initiated and is worshipping the deities as well. So I think it's the second initiation he is referring.
The thing is, here's another spanner in the works. So that verse, the shloka that you quoted, where it said, if that person is very good at worshipping the deity but doesn't respect the other devotees of the Lord,
That's
he is called a
Prakrita.
Prakrita Bhakta.
Bhakta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A
that
Prakrita
I know. That's from Bhagavatam. Hey,
Yeah.
what about this verse here in the purport? At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. So Krishna is considering that he is as good as him at time of
That's
initiation,
Brahman. That's Brahman Diksha.
but he doesn't say that.
Yeah, because
No, because in Sanatan Dham, Diksha generally meant Brahman initiation.
Brahman.
Sorry,
But in
Prabhuji.
this day and age, the two was split, Harinam
Prabhuji,
initiation and then Brahman initiation.
sorry, Prabhuji. One thing. So Haridas Prabhu saying about a sloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita. If I read that slok, it says Diksha Kale Shishya Kare Atma Samarpan. There is a word Atma Samarpan means fully surrender.
Because
He has to fully surrender. Diksha Kale Shishya Kare Atma Samarpan. Sei Kale Krishna Tare Kare Atma Sama. He has to fully surrender to the spiritual master. Only then Krishna accept him as good as himself. There is no surrender, just taking initiation. Obviously, that's the point. That so
See,
surrender is
to be
also
practical, in the
Yes.
temple,
yes, Prabhuji.
those who haven't had Brahman initiation,
Mm.
I feel it's a little unfair. And they go Harinam and they've been serving for quite a while, right? Otherwise, you'd think, do they qualify to be paid obeisances or not? I think Uttamadhikari pays obeisance to everyone, and many of the Acharya, the six Goswamis, have to offer thousands of obeisances. So it's a good point, and I'm not going to sort of just draw a distinction, but so I look for years now, I've been just seeing the verse, and in there it talks about those who take initiation, you pay obeisances. And I followed that rule like that. So now I'm seeing there's a difference there, but I think in Coventry, whoever takes initiation, Harinam or whatever, we should offer obeisances to them. That's from my heart. I'm going to do it.
It's good to offer obeisances anyway, and even
Correct.
that there's a shaloka that I quoted last week in the temple from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, where he says that person that doesn't greet a Vaishnav when he sees him, doesn't show happiness when he sees the devotee of the Lord, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He ends up going to that hell anyway. So it doesn't hurt to just pay obeisances or whatever when you see another sort of initiated devotee. But it means that I think what it's saying is that for Brahmins, if you don't pay obeisances or you don't offer them greeting, that is considered offensive. But whereas for a neophyte devotee, who you're only supposed to obeisances within your mind, if you don't then formally go and pay obeisances, it's not necessarily uprad against that person.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know I was corrected at the manner when Shiva Maharaj went by. I didn't know it was a sannyasi, it was saffron, because most of them are brahmacharis. And the Kannadi goes, "You didn't pay your obeisances." I said, "Who?" He goes, "Is sannyasi rather?" He goes, "Find him and then pay your obeisances." So I went looking for Maharaj because I saw him for the first time. I used to go to Manor anyway, but then Shiva Maharaj came a little later after Bhagwan Das or during Bhagwan Das. And then I searched where Maharaj was. There's a Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. So paid obeisances. And I've realized since then that sannyasis don't pay obeisances to you. They just bless you. So there is that etiquette. So the sannyasi must see everybody else as neophyte. But that's not a correct statement. Because in their mind, they must be then paying obeisances, but they bless you as well. I'm just trying to draw the distinction there. Because every time you offer obeisance to sannyasis.
When the sannyasis meet other sannyasis, they do like
No,
hug
sannyasi
each
is sannyasi,
other.
yeah. But I'm saying
Or other great Vaishnavas, they'll pay obeisances.
if they're the God brothers, they'll do that. Because I know Radha Govind Maharaj is our God brother. So every time I meet him in Mayapur, I pay my obeisances, he'll pay obeisances as well. Because he sees me, I was initiated before him. So I just thought about it. Yeah, most of the sannyasi will turn around and just bless. and not pay obeisance, but to each other they would. So similarly, the Brahmins, they bless each other. I think in Coventry we should have a rule that if somebody's initiated, just pay obeisances, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in that, sorry, Babu, in that connection, the baby Tribul B Maharaj, who did the Sadachar course in our temple,
Yeah,
he
triple B
actually,
Maharaj.
Tribul B Maharaj, I'll just share the one quote he actually mentioned. Uh, so normally we, this one, Babu, where, so Sri Bhaktivedanta Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that a person who simply chants the holy name of Krishna once becomes perfect and should be regarded as Vaishnava. This is confirmed by Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrita. When one is situated on neophyte platform and one cannot understand the devotional ingredients of pure, unalloyed devotee. However, when the novice engages in devotional service, especially in deity worship, and follows the order of bona fide spiritual master, he is pure devotee. Anyone can take advantage of hearing about Krishna consciousness from such a devotee and thus gradually become purified. In other words, any devotee who believes that the holy name of Lord is identical with the Lord is a pure devotee, even though he may be in neophyte stage. By his association, others may also become Vaishnavas. So here he gave an example of apprentice who actually follows the rules and regulations or steps that's being supposed to be followed exactly as being taught to him. Then the result would be the same, whether the actual mentor does it or the apprentice does it. So if you take the process and if you follow the steps exactly, then you can still take those neophyte devotees as pure. Maybe he's not 100% pure, he is pure in the process, following the process. So you can take the devotee as a pure devotee and then can associate with him. That's what he
Yeah,
concluded.
thank you for this, because
wow.
this is what I was feeling in my heart.
That's
And
very, very confusing, though.
no, it's not confusing at all. This is what if you keep reading different interpretations, it's all down to interpretations. And because Prabhupada ji, when he was translating this, he was initiating devotees pretty quickly. He would just, the test was who's the supreme personality? They'd say Krishna, and then say one or two other questions. Okay, get him initiated. And I think just like our temple, we've had experience when we had loads of people get initiated, but there wasn't a complete change, or there wasn't much change in them, and they would continue behaving the same way. And we were so hopeful that after initiation they'll all go, wow, another stage. And then we start to wonder what happened. I mean, so many got initiated, but the atmosphere in the temple is still, it isn't really gone up. And so Prabhupada ji would be keeping the disciples he was initiating, because he was the movement was growing, made them like humble. So that's why maybe in the purport is put it in there. And but I was feeling what we just read there, that it is said if somebody says Krishna once, consider him Vaishnava. But then there's a technical, way of looking at it, and association of devotees. Because just like Vidu Prabhu said, these youngsters start to call each other Shuddha Bhakta, oh, you're pure devotee, when they were hugging each other, but they felt good about each other. And we used to hear it and thinking, really? So the ego was involved, not purity. So I think Prabhupada might have, at that particular point, when Nectar instruction came, addressed that, saying, even they're neophyte. And I think they were neophytes. They were opening centers under Prabhupada's instructions. They were just joined 3 months or 4 months, you go and open center in Canada, Montreal. And they did that because Prabhupada empowered them. But they won't be Shuddha Bhakta or anything. But the Maha Mantra would impress everybody. So I'm thinking now that period has gone. We got, a little further mature is gone. And loads of devotees are getting initiated. like Radhanath Maharaj makes them wait 3-4 years, and then they have a mentorship. There's a whole lot of things now. Bhakti Shastri, they've really got the knowledge bit up and all that. It's not easy to get initiation. So I would say that we should pay obeisance to anybody who got initiated. From the translation of the verse, I'm saying.
But is pure devotee just mean Uttamadhikari though? That's the difference.
Yeah.
Because pure
Yeah.
devotee, if that means Uttamadhikari, but they're on the neophyte stage, so how can they be
There's a
pure?
Madhyamadhikari as well, because Uttamadhikari knows his references of the scripture like
Yeah, that's what I'm
anything.
saying. If someone's neophyte, pure devotee in that context can't mean Uttamadhikari, because that Uttamadhikari has got incredible knowledge of the scriptures, whereas the neophyte is not going to have much knowledge at all.
But he might have a total surrender.
So purity must mean, he must be totally surrendered to the holy name, but that doesn't, he may be pure, but it doesn't automatically put him on the status of Uttamadhikari. Because let's say, for example, he's trying to preach to someone who's like a Mayavadi or something like that, that person will likely easily defeat that neophyte, even if he is pure, so to speak. So Uttamadhikari, from what I've understood of it, goes down to more of their knowledge of Shastra. So it goes from the neophyte not really knowing anything,
No,
but
also
faith
very
in the
important,
chanting.
Guru Sevak, he just sees everything as Krishna's arrangement. He doesn't actually criticize anything.
No. But what I'm saying is, looking at the different levels of neophyte, Madhyam, and what do you call it, Uttam, the neophyte doesn't have much knowledge, but he has a lot of faith in the holy name. And the Madhyamadhikari is able to refute with logical arguments and knowledge of the scriptures. And then the
Uttamadhikari discern
Uttamadhikari
between those who are friends and those who are enemies. But
and then
Uttam doesn't do that.
Uttamadhikari, though, is got incredible knowledge of the Shastra and can preach and make so many devotees and all that kind of stuff. So if a person's in the neophyte stage, he's not going to have that knowledge. He's not going to have that knowledge, though he may have faith in the holy name. And I think that shloka that Pranav put up means if he accepts the holy name of the Lord as identical as with the Lord, he's considered to be pure. There must be different gradations of what a pure devotee actually is then.
Instead of saying pure, can we say he's spiritual? He's spiritual now. Because many of the people got one leg in the materialism, one in the spiritual. So you're going to spiritual. Now in the spiritual world, there's a whole lot of variety now. So within that spiritual domain, there are those who are excellent with knowledge, and in even sandarbhas, different sandarbhas, they specialize either in priti or in paramatma, or there are 6 sandarbhas. So that's why the Vaishnavas get together and they glorify the Shastras, because not everybody is expert at all, but they share where the interest is, and so knowledge is not a small thing. It's the whole creation. So I would say what I like about Uttamadhikari is he does not see anything not connected to Krishna. He sees everything Krishna. So if something terrible happens as well, he'll just accept it. It's Krishna's act. He won't do anything about it. Whereas the Madhyamadhikari would. And that's why Prabhupada said that to be managers, you got to be Madhyamadhikari, second level. Because
could we also interpret in a way, Prabhuji, that Pandita Samadarshina, this implies to Uttamadhikari, and also the stages of chanting. The highest stage is the authentic
Shuddhanam.
Nam. So one who is chanting Shuddhanam is to be considered as Uttamadhikari.
Can I share the last final summary sheet, Prabhu, just to
please.
Whatever we are discussing. So can you see, Prabhu, my screen now?
No, not yet. Okay, it's on now.
So as I understand, Kanishta Adhikari, he tried to do 16 rounds. So he's struggling. He does that Satya was explaining. So they actually struggle to do 16, but they eventually do 16 rounds. Madhyam Adhikari, he does minimum 16 rounds. 16 becomes his steady. So 16 is minimum for him. And then Uttamadhikari, he always chants. For him, there's a constant chanting goes on. Like Prabhupada, once somebody asks, Prabhupada, do you chant? And then Prabhupada tell him that you put your ear on my back, then you can hear chanting going on. So they always keep chanting. They always think about Krishna. This is how I could understand. And then coming to the four regulative principles, the Kanishta Adhikari, he makes all his effort to follow
I
those.
like your statements. All of effort.
And then Maximum Adhikari, for them, they need to, for very little effort, they can actually follow that.
Just a
And
question, Pranav, where have you got the information for this chart from?
this chart was actually, I got it from BBB Maharaj Prabhu. So he actually made this. I mean, he put it in a statements. I made this chart. Like he has the statements. One section for this, one statement there, one statement there. So I
Okay.
just made it a chart.
Carry on, please.
Yeah, and for Uttamadhikari, it's a natural. He does it very naturally. He did not be consciously do something. But for Kanishtan, he has to put effort, and for Madhyama, it's little effort. When coming to serving, they actually see Krishna, like we have read. Krishna is Kanishta is prime, like he considers Krishna as the supreme, and that's there. And then he only serves his initiated spiritual master. He not even consider the Siksha Guru also, in the sense he respects, but when it comes to any clash is there or anything is there, then he will go to initiating Guru first. He doesn't know the Siksha Guru importance. But when it comes to Majjhima Adhikari gives importance to, he serves Vaishnavas, Guru, and Krishna as well. So Vaishnavas are also included there. When it comes to Uttamadhikari, they serve everybody because they see everything related to Krishna. So for them, whether he's a Vaishnava or non-Vaishnava, they serve in that respect. So for non-devotees, they give.
So can I just stop you a minute? So you can see Uttamadhikari does not get influenced by anybody else.
Yes.
Sarvapadi vinirmukta tatparatvena nirmalam. So you can see here, the danger is if you start to serve everybody, you'll get influenced by them. Whereas Uttamadhikari is not going to say safe to serve everybody. But whereas the first one has to be very careful. Yeah. Okay.
So engagement in devotional service, so just engages. So he does by force or because somebody instructed, that's why he does the service. But Madhyamadhikari, they are very serious in their service. Not very serious because very serious is mentioned here, the seriously engages. And Uttamadhikaris, it's a full dedication, it's their nature. So, and when it comes to
Very good.
when it comes to respects, then I mean, like Haridas Prabhu said, we should pay obeisances to them also. But as per the text I got, we respect within the mind. And for Madhyamadhikari, with respectful words. I mean, for both of them, we pay obeisances by mind, word, and body.
Very nice. I think it's very good. I think you should give this as a course.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So
We need this on a Sunday.
Yes, Sachinanda Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhuji. One thing I heard about the Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee, I mean Uttamadhikari, as a Haridas Prabhu saying, because they consider everyone as the Vaishnavas. So when they see everyone as a Vaishnava, they are not able to preach others or make Krishna Bhakta because they saying everybody is Vaishnava. That's why they come down to the level of Madhyamadhikari to preach others. Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhupada used to say that to manage people, you have to come into second. He called it first, second, and third.
No, not just manage.
But their standard is still they consider still consider as a pure devotee, Uttamadhikari.
Yeah, this is a very good point. It's not just management, just managing other people. It's just preaching to other people. You can't preach to other people if you don't.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You don't see a distinction in them. If they're saying everybody somehow devotees of Krishna, and the anecdote is from Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, because for a period he was given the instruction that he should start this mission But he was so absorbed in his this Uttamadagari state of his for several years. He was absorbed in this mood. And then somebody actually had to go to him and says, look, you need to start this mission. You need to preach to these people.
I heard the Panchatattva, they came in his
No, Panchatattva. His gurus came,
gurus and
previous gurus came, the deities came. You go to start preaching. But because at that point when somebody told him you can preach, he said, preach to whom? Because he couldn't see people who needed preaching.
Okay.
You must come down when you see differently people in different categories.
Yes, Prabhupada.
And Maharaj was explaining one step ahead, bro. I mean, that you see, we talked about only Uttamadhikari, right? He says there is one more level, that is Mahabhagavat. So,
Mahabhagavat.
So Prahlad Maharaj. Actually, in the words on the pulpit somewhere, the Mahabhagavat was considered as Uttamadhikaris, but he said Mahabhagavat is higher than Uttamadhikaris, like Prahlad Maharaj and all. And higher than that, he says he is a Satya what you call Satya is avatar, like Prabhupada.
Satyadesh.
I
So
thought you were
Prabhupada.
saying
You couldn't say
higher
that.
than Satya. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He couldn't say it because Satya was sitting next to him.
In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jaho Bhagavat Parogya Bhagavata Sthane. There is two types of Bhagavatam. One is Grantha Bhagavat, one is Bhakti Bhagavat. I mean, Mahabhagavat, Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu instruction, Bhagavata Sunogya Bhagavata Sthane. We should listen Bhagavatam, Grantha Bhagavat from Parsan Bhagavatam. Bhagavat, I mean, Shuddha Bhakta. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah. Very good. Well done, Satyananda Prabhu. Kya shlok aa rahe hain? Sadhu, sadhu.
In that context, when it comes to Bhagavat and the person Bhagavat, it was said because Bhagavat will not be able to correct you, right? It doesn't, what you call, twist your ears. So, but the person Bhagavat can do it. He has an additional power to correct you.
Additional power. Yeah. I think our Guru Maharaj said, Guru Seva.
Yeah. He goes,
what did he say?
The book's not going to slap you.
Yeah.
Guru Maharaj used to say that.
Okay. Is there anybody else with any questions or remarks?
Can I just bring another from a different angle? Because this is a thing which struck me right from the beginning. Is that in Hinduism generally, and also amongst many devotees, there's a problem of this yat mat tat pat.
Yeah.
Everything is good. Everything is good, right? Everybody is to be respected, right? And yet this is very clearly, right in the beginning, purport, it says, in order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. So, and then the rest of it follows. But that's in Hinduism we do suffer from this yat mat tat pat. Everything is the same. Everyone is the same.
I think this people comment, why is there a hierarchy in the temple? Why is there a hierarchy? And I'm like, because Rupa Goswami says there is a hierarchy. That there's a
I think they mean nepotism.
No, I think the hierarchy meaning certain devotees are respected more than others. And it's like, well, no, you're respected based on your position. So first initiation, second initiation, pujari, preacher, this and that. There are distinctions between them, and that's shastric. It's like going into a university and say, why is the teachers being held in higher regard than the students? Everyone's the same. And you're like, no, the teacher's teaching and the students are learning. They haven't done the years of education that the teacher has to become a teacher. It's not that, based on what jacket he wore today, well, let's respect him as a teacher. So
yeah, but sometimes these comments come from people who don't understand what hierarchy means and all that kind of thing. They just say it as a political thing, and because their needs haven't been met. So, but if a devotee said that, then we'll be surprised. Look, hierarchy is there. It's got to be there. It's got to be knowledge comes from, mercy comes from top to bottom. Seva comes from bottom to top. So hierarchy means now they have responsibility to give you blessings and things like that. A servant can't bless a master. The master, but servant can serve. And sometimes the guru will surprise you and serve you as well, because Prabhupada did wash dishes and cook for them and everything. And very interesting. Okay. Anybody else?
Whoever have asked that question, Prabhu, that why there is a hierarchy, they are in neophyte state, isn't it? Because they don't know the importance of devotees and they don't know the hierarchy, because they only give the importance to the deities, to the Krishna only. They don't know the importance of devotees. So it's difficult to convince them because they don't know, because their
But
status
there's a question. What is there a class below neophyte? Somebody just walked into the temple.
They are like Prakrita Sahajiyas, no? I think that's
No, they might not be. They're innocent. They just walked into the temple. And so they need training. So they're clean slate.
There is. I remember when that Triple B Maharaj came, there was about 3 stages below, what do you call it, Kanishta. Like, it was Prakrita Sahaja, but then there was about 3-4 other ones, and he had a whole table full of them. And at that time, this is going 15 years ago now, I was like looking, thinking, oh my God, there would be so many of us in these stages, even just before Kanishta. So there is multiple stages before that, and I think Maharaj had it on a presentation.
There is, because it's obvious when somebody walks in, they're innocent, they're curious. So really, we should give them a lot of love and a lot of, attention and everything, because it's like babies walking in. And if you start to have this rule like, oh, they're not even initiated, this is the first time they're coming, those people won't come again. That's why mature devotees.
Isn't that where you show compassion to the new people? That's why it's there.
Correct.
You show compassion to them, and then you go and talk
maybe
to
the
them,
neophytes
encourage
won't
them.
be able to show compassion, and whereas a mature devotee does, because they look out for brand new people coming in. They welcome, oh, come in, please, all that kind of thing, and they give them almost red carpet treatment. But the Kanistha ones wouldn't, because their ego would be like, oh, we are initiated, they are not. You remember Janakaraj once, and then Karsan Bhai came, and Janakaraj just got his Brahman. So he went to shake hand, because they used to do it regularly. Rather than explain, say, don't touch me, I'm on the altar. And it upset Karsan Bhai. He talked to everybody about what's this. And then Nandarai was mature. On a festival, they put a black bag over it, said, please don't touch me. He put a black bag on himself. So he joked about it, like, don't touch me. But Janakaraj upset someone rather than explain it. So I think sometimes the ego that I'm first initiated, now I'm second, and somebody comes in, a mature person deals differently, whereas neophyte will actually rub them off wrongly. So I was thinking of that. So I'm thinking when somebody just walks in, they don't know anything, just give them love, respect, compassion, as you said, And I think that,
in my understanding, Prabhuji, as you were saying, obviously we should give them love, give them knowledge, everything. I think Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada in the purport, they made the point we should avoid their association. That's the main point. Otherwise, obviously, we need to preach them, we need to give them prasad, we need to give them knowledge, we need to preach them. If you don't talk to them, you just avoid them, they're not going to come back to the temple again. Obviously, do everything, be a nice person to them, but don't do association. Even a devotee is not serious, initiated devotee is not serious in service, in Krishna consciousness. We should have, be a good person, but don't do association with them. Even it will affect your even your spiritual path. That's I believe.
Association means don't tell them in confidence, don't hear from them, don't give them pressure.
Go with them with a holiday or anything, blah 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 blah. They will mess your even spiritual life. That's I think that's in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
Make sure the flow of spiritual knowledge is one direction, not the other way.
Then their level, they're not right or wrong, but because you are trying to advance, they're pulling you back on their stage. So that's why we must avoid them. That's right.
And I think devotees, when they say, "Oh, I'm associating with devotees," you can't associate with people on the same level as you. You have to associate with people on a higher level than you. That's how they can make you advance.
Yes,
You can have a
exactly.
good
That's right.
you can have a good time associating with people on the same level, but it's when you see the ones that are more advanced, when you see how much more than you they are doing, then that encourages you, well, I should do more.
But
I
can we
remember,
modify that statement as well, Guru Sevak? If there are two Madhyamadikaris associated with each other, they will help each other, because they're into knowledge. It's the neophytes, when they're
yeah,
just thinking their association is best, they won't
yeah.
progress. So I think
It's
Uttamadikari
like
meeting
it's like
Uttamadikari will be enjoying themselves. You know that what Tesham Satyayuk, no, what's the one before that?
Chitta Madgata Prana.
Machita Madgat Prana Bodhyantasya Parasparam Katyananta
they meet each other.
Tushanti Cha Ramanti Cha. Depending, I think it's about their quality of
Yeah,
love for the Lord. More candles, more bright light. But
yeah,
a candle and wind ain't gonna work. It'll blow the candle. So I think the neophytes, if they stay within their little domain and they'll be calling each other pure
yeah,
devotee, they're not gonna
yeah. Well,
progress.
basically, we saw that
Madhyam
already.
sword, Uttam sword, yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I think that was excellent. I really enjoyed that.
Very good, very very good, excellent. More classes from Pranava and SatyaDamodar.
Yeah.
You done it now. That's it. You did too good.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I mean, I was saying to Haridas Prabhu that I couldn't do it because I'm busy with other stuff going on at home. But he was firm.
No,
ये
I
प्रणव
wasn't
प्रभु झूठ
firm.
बोल रहा था, झूठ बोल रहा था कल.
You went
he
to
was tricking, no, Prabhu?
Sachidanand. And Sachidanand came to me, and I told him he's come to me, but he never wanted to give classes. So then he came to me, Haridas Bala, don't do natak, go do the class. But I didn't say that to you. I said, oh, well, discuss with Manjunath. Oh, that was good.
He said that's a tactics, no, Prabhu? Yeah.
Not tactic me, no. I mean, I just said, what do I say? Because I know your nature. But I was surprised because you do Bhakti Bricks. I looked at your presentation was like 100 times. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, and Satya and you, both of you, when whatever you posted on there, I blew my mind. I'm thinking, look at the potential of our yatra. This is what we should be really investing in. We haven't, but we started to now, and look what's coming out. Blessings of Sachinanda Nitachan. I think Satya sitting next to you and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda at the back, they're really helping you, I think. Yeah. Well done. Yeah, I think you should be proud of that. Really good. Man of the day.
So,
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thanks for.
Okay, Manjunath Prabhu.
Right. Thank you so much, Pranav Prabhu, Satya Mataji. I think I would resonate to everyone here. The presentation was outstanding, and the way you delivered it was outstanding. The content was well structured. I thought clearly articulated, and you demonstrated a strong command of the subject matter.
Right.
I think the way you explained complex points with such clarity made the session highly engaging and easy to follow. So, my sincere appreciation for the way you prepared for this class.
Jai Ho, thank you.
Okay, so
Well,
next week, Prabhu, we don't have a class Sunday. So we will be glorifying Advaita Acharya on the appearance day of Advaita Acharya, Sunday this week. And Tuesday next week, it's a little different from what we usually do. The class will be delivered in Hindi, and this will be from Janki Mataji and Yuga Dharma Prabhu.
Yeah, I want to change that. Just now when you were speaking, we didn't really, Vidu just went into Tattva on Sunday, and we didn't really hit the leelas of Nityanand Prabhu.